All right, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Rosera Menin. Yes, family. One perfect balance. Never thought I would be sitting here tonight having this conversation. Not long came in. Most of y'all would have seen the video we had up earlier outside the Supreme Court. And I ain't gonna tell you. I mean, mm, um, look, man, it was an interesting day to say the least. Anyhow, we here as always. This is a impromptu, ad hoc kind of thing, so we ain't gonna stick up. We just gonna drop the knowledge real quick. I want to share the picture. I just want to send this out. Let me go and send this. Um, should I? Yeah, I gonna send it, man. I gonna send it, Mr. Maycock. I see you. I see you, Miss BLP family. My BLP family. Anyhow, I just paying attention to what's going on, man. Good night to everybody, man. Dan, I see you. It's good to see you. Everybody online on YouTube, especially YouTube growing, man. YouTube got its own people, its own energy. What can be said about that? I mean, what can be? I was looking for the picture of Phil to share. We just left the Supreme Court after the verdict was held. Actually, they took a long while, and I predicted that they would bring it a little after 7 when the news already came on and that kind of stuff. So people weren't paying attention. By the time we came out, it was probably after 8, a little before 8 o'clock, give or take around there. And of course, there's nobody out there. Only the cleaning crew is inside the building. There's nobody there. And only to be told basically that the Supreme Court of Barbados has no jurisdiction over this matter, and this matter needs to be heard in the election court. Now, guess what? I can almost guarantee that nobody ever heard. Well, I shouldn't say that. Nobody's a bit broad. Most people never even heard of such a thing as an election court in Barbados. I know you got the high court, what they call the high court, and the magistrate court, but an election court? I mean, what is that? Who presides over the election court? And when he went to file the documents in the court, should not the people who run the court know very well that this matter can't be settled in this court, in this court, and should have advised him accordingly? I mean, it just seemed like sense. Why would you send a traffic? It's like me going to the Supreme Court to file an appeal for a traffic ticket. I go into the court, Supreme Court, to say, well, look, I want to file this appeal for the traffic ticket. And well, I'm appearing at court. I wouldn't even say appeal. And they say, well, look, these hearings don't get heard here. You will hear this in the magistrate, the lower court. The traffic ticket don't be inside the Supreme Court, brother. You in the wrong place. I like to think that they would be able to advise you, not necessarily advise you, but instruct you as to where you need to go. I don't think you could file something in the court that doesn't have jurisdiction over it to start with. It's just like a waste of time. But anyhow, the long story short is that the people basically said, well, look, you know, you ain't got the jurisdiction here. We don't, the lady, I don't recall her name, is Supreme. And by the way, going inside it today was a bit different because I would like to think that there were several other judges that sit and preside over a hearing and not an individual. I don't know if there were other people in the background, but when I went in there, I only saw one judge. I didn't see no multiple people. And I would like to think that the decisions that were made or decisions that are made in the Supreme Court would be in the interest of matter of the nation. Therefore, it should have gone to go on. Well, maybe there were other people in the background. Maybe there are things I don't know. But what I do know is that she said she don't have no jurisdiction over that. So the writ that was filed to, you know, review the election process and what was going on, especially for people who were quarantined and weren't allowed to vote, which is a violation of their rights. One of the other things she said was that she doesn't have any information of anybody who feel as if their rights were being violated. So the absence of the complaint means there was no complaint. So the wife who was being beaten by her husband in a domestic abuse situation, although you see the bruises, bad. I mean, you see the situation, you see the abuse, but because there's no complaint, I guess there's no case. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, family. So that's basically what happened in a nutshell. And what was even more profound though is that in the news today, in Loop News or whatever that news is, which is clearly a governmental platform, there was an article by the prime servant that said the courts can't stop the election, which is interesting because I only saw that I didn't read the article. I only saw it in passing. Somebody had it on their phone. I saw it in passing. They were sharing it with me, and I should ask to really get that because I would like to read what her views were, and if she knew that that was the case, and if that is the case, where she would have known that it's an election court. I mean, I've never heard of election court. I'm not saying it doesn't exist in the pages of the Constitution, and seeing as how we are still using the old Constitution, although we are a republic without a Constitution, we're using the old Constitution. Then obviously there are things that are in the old Constitution that were always in the old Constitution that may not even make it into the new Constitution. But it's a bit confusing because we're using the old one, right? Although we're in the new republic or something. So that means we're not really in a republic then. So wait, hold on. We're using the old constitution while we're in the republic, although we don't have a constitution in our republic, hence we use the old one. We just took out the name Governor General and put President. So, look, the more you think about this thing, right? They talk about them and ready, right? But the reality, the fact is, it's not even about them not being ready. It's like them up to something. You know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of scenario. But we opening the floor, man. We opening the floor, man. Steve, I see you, man. Good night, sis. Good night. Good night to you too. Jackie, Lady Bajan, we're getting on Hill family. I mean, right now, people, I ain't gonna say this without apology. I was very tempted to record the whole thing and just come and play it, right? But I said, nah, let me not even do that. Let me just sit back and observe. And I did observe a few things. For example, they had a few monitors up in the Supreme Court. On one of these monitors, I noticed that they had about 28 viewers. And I don't know if that is standard procedure that they give out the Supreme Court link to people, or those people who are watching were court officials or maybe other judges, or I don't know who they were, but there were people in the background watching. And let me tell you something, man. It is crazy how the more you start to tune into yourself, you start to see through the illusion. I mean, you really see through it. And as much as they going through product, we almost we did get kicked out of the court earlier today, by the way. We did get kicked out. Not once, not twice. I mean, they made several attempts to get us out the building. But, I just lasted first to the Almighty. Anyhow, what I found most profound is the fact that there was the brother Phil and his attorney, and for the defendant, I mean, I don't know how many there were. There might have been about maybe 12 lawyers, or I would have to get an accurate number from the attorney. There might have been about 12 or maybe 18 lawyers defending or working on behalf of the prosecutor or Mr. Dale Marsh. I don't even, it was a bunch of people as a legal representative for that team. I mean, a bunch of them, some old heads, some young heads, up and comings. And it's like, you know what? God and history will remember your judgment. Today for us, tomorrow for you. That's what it is, man. Serious. Legal system is created by the political system, which controls the media, business, institutions, and the people, and the prime servant appears to be the political system. It is a fact. Any predictions for tomorrow? Well, Mr. Ford, I'll say this much if nothing else. It's a republic without law. No, you mean it's a republic ran by outlaws. That's what you mean. It's a republic ran by outlaws. What this is tomorrow basically is it was not done in the interest of the people. It was done in the interest of politics. It's to give the advantage to the home team in order to pull it off. To be very fair, right, to this question, let me just post this question real quick. And I should post the link up again tonight, see what happened, part two. Because I ain't even sticking up long. Real thing. I got some spaghetti on the stove with some okras and some teff. Y'all gotta try teff. If you never tried teff before, go buy some Carlton Supermarket. And then a free promotion, but Carlton alright to some degree. I mean, looking out for each other as best we can. That's how life is, man. And that's where I get it from. So I definitely support it because I get it from there. Teff, it's an Ethiopian grain mixed up with the peas and the peppers and the tomatoes, fresh, all organic, by the way. And the plantain, the platano. So I going to get something to eat. I ain't eat all day. So that's what's going on right there. I'm telling you right now. So we ain't even sticking up. But let me say this, man. Tomorrow really isn't as important as people think it is. And let me say why I say that. This is already all Calvinistic way of looking at things like predestination. Tomorrow is going to unfold one way or another. That doesn't matter. What matters is the state of mind that Barbadians are going to wake up to on Thursday morning. Not the 19th, but the 20th of Janus, the month of Janus. Now, Janus is the god with two faces. You can Google that, type that down, Google it. Janus is his name, if not mistaken. Janus is the god with two faces. And the reason he has two faces is because he's looking in both directions. He's looking in the past, he's looking forward. The 20th of January, the 20th of Janus, the month of the god, the month that was named after the god Janus. And if I'm wrong, one of my conscious brothers or elders can correct me. But if you go check that out, man, go read upon what that God stands for and represents. We're not even nowhere near paying attention to what's really going on. Everybody caught up in the hype of politics and politics. And I keep saying, unless we understand the game we're playing to lose, man. And I'm tired of saying that. Exchanging wolves, I keep saying wolves, but foxes for hyenas or hyenas for foxes. But Barbados is definitely full of wolves. We know that for sure. My point is there was no lawyer from Barbados that took this case. If they wanted to, they could have come on board. I mean, that's not even important. What's important, like I said, is the mindset of the people on the 20th of Janus, known as January for those who are uninitiated. There's going to be a change one way or another. And I think the prediction is that people are not prepared for that change. It's not about who gets in. There's going to be a shift in consciousness in this land that, because of the northeast trade winds, will blow throughout the region. And that is what we have to be more conscious of and more aware of, because that change is what's going to spark so much things to unfold. One of the primary reasons why there's a snap election, there's a list of things that has to be implemented in the not too distant future. And had they been implemented before an election, there would not be any election the way you know it. There would be people calling for dismissal of the prime servant. I'm telling you, what's going to happen in Barbados, there's talk about so much stuff happening. And I'll say a few things. Remember, bus fare was initially supposed to be $5, but then it said, well, all right, don't worry, $3.50. They had you gas up for $5, then $3.50. So you was like, oh, okay. Went from $1.50 to $5. Everybody was vexed. I said, no, it's not $5. It's only $3.50. So it was like a relief. Well, I thought it was going to be $5, man. The oldest trick in the book, But I thought it was going to be $5, man. So I $3.50. All right, well, I guess we can work with that. because it ain't $5. We accepted the 350, but the seed was planted. Pension, pension reform, seed planted. You know, the kind of changes that gonna happen here gonna make people heads spin, man. I mean, spin. Cost of living going up, tax, everything is going up except your paycheck. That's called inflation. You have less to work with in order to acquire most of what you need. It's emphatically impossible. It's not going to work, family. It's not going to work at all, at all, at all. And um, I want to bring on Phil for a minute, to let him speak his truth. Um, but I think he's doing the Marcia Weeks show. By the way, big up to Marcia Weeks this morning. Marcia Weeks ain't no joke. I mean, Marcia Weeks this morning. I know what? Let me say this, man. And I'm not going to point at the sister in the court, the marshal. I won't make her famous this time. I'm going to let that slide like I told Marcia. I got this. I'm so used to slaying the demons, right? That just be easy. That don't even be nothing. That just be a walk in the park, man. And they send their best, man. And, but when you're not used to that, you're not used to seeing that jumps out to you like, wait. And Marcia Week was quick on the draw, man. She wasn't playing that. She wasn't having that this morning. So a big salute to Marcia on that. And she know what I'm talking about. She knows what I'm talking about. I came across this book last night and I felt I was going to share it with the people. Let me just take this off. Yeah. I came across this last night in the archives and put it up real quick if you want to see it. Let me see if you can see it. I don't want it to. It's being blurred a bit because of the camera setting, I suppose. But can you see it? Let me see if I put it close. What happens? You are not a nigger, Yahweh, God of gods. Interesting book. I don't know if y'all can see it. You see it? It says this here. Yeah. But what is to come, family? There's a lot of talk about food scarcity, and I know the brother liked it on. By the way, big up to the brother, Fallon Best. Finally got not finally I met him before, but again we linked up tonight, and interestingly enough, it is important that I think we recognize those who are willing to step out there, man, regardless of what. I personally think that Barbados owes a real relook at these so-called independent individuals, these candidates, and really take to heart what they're really trying to offer, and juxtapose it to what the rhetoric, the campaign jokes, the memes, the comments, the mind control. Speaking of mind control, y'all remember that movie with Will Smith called somebody help me here. What is it called? Focus. Somebody somebody post that link in the comments. Post that link in the comments. The movie is called Focus. If you've never seen it, if you can watch it tonight, even better. I don't know if you can get a chance though, but tablet said 5%, boy. Shucks, all devices low on gas tonight. That is all right. We got a little juice. Go watch that movie called Focus. And there's a part of the movie where he starts to challenge. Well, he goes on this betting spree with this guy in this skybox on a football game, and he said, "I bet I can guess which player, you would pick." So go, he told the guy, "Look at the field of all the footballers and pick one. Just pick one, and I'll tell you which one it is by reading the numbers on the jersey." Now, of course, there's like 24, almost 30 men, or more than that, actually playing football. There's a whole bunch of people playing. You could pick a number, any number. So the guy go ahead and picks a number in his head. Okay, now Will gets there, stand up, and he says, to make it even more interesting, he gives the girl he was with a pair of binoculars and tell her, look, you look and tell me which number you think he picked. Now check this out, the odds. So of course the girl's like, you crazy, this is ridiculous. Big set of money's at stake. He's gambling, lost everything. This is his final bet. Double or nothing. Goes all in. So the guy is a gambler, so he went for it. So while they looking, the girl is looking, the girl is looking, the girl is looking, the girl is looking, and she recognizes in the group of people one guy that she knew from the team. That's part of their team. Because don't forget, this is a racket. This is a conspiracy. They're working together. But homie is the trick. He don't know he getting played. He think he winning, but he getting played. Don't think. So she look and she recognized the guy, and then she's the shirt that he's wearing. So she calls a number out. I think it was number 55. I could be wrong. So he says to her, she said number 55. So he's like, you know, shocked. He said, "Oh my!" Anyhow, he does some sort of, whatever, like he acted shocked. But he said, "You know what? You were correct. He was honest, a man with integrity, something that Parliament clearly knows nothing about." Yeah, he said it. So he said that, and he was honest about it. He said, "How did you do it?" And he's like, "Well, just like a guess." So this guy is completely dumbfounded. He has no idea how this just happened. He can't even figure out how he pulled this off. So the girl who's with him as well, she's like, "Yo, wait, hold on, man," because she thought she was, up to par too, not realizing that there are people who are greater than you. Nevertheless, so he tells her what they did to this guy. They had marked him from early. They had profiled him from early, studied him carefully. And what they did was for the entire day or the days leading up to that game, which was a plan anyhow, they kept flashing the number 55 in his face. It was on his phone, it was in people in the elevator, it was on the buses, it was on commercials, it was on texts he was receiving, and little memes and flyers and flyers on the pole. It was everywhere in his mind. It kept showing the number over and over and over and over. It's like hypnosis. So on that day in question, when he had to pick a number, naturally he picked the number he kept seeing in his subconscious all the time. So when he saw the number on the field, naturally, oh yeah, that one. Not realizing it was all subliminal messages being played out. Mind programming. I think it's called NLP, neuro linguistic programming, where you program somebody's mind so they can do what you want them to do. It's crazy. Well, I notice when I drive to the city, I notice one thing if nothing else. All you see is red posters with one particular individual's face on it. Mostly. I don't even remember seeing any the yellow posters. I see mostly red posters. Family, I'm telling you, you go there tomorrow, you liable to put an X in a box. You had no intention doing it because all you see in your mind is this particular image. Red. But perhaps it's time to part the Red Sea. There's going to be a change tomorrow. So in a prediction, Barbados is going to be a new Barbados regardless come Thursday the 20th. That's my prediction. And from there on, brace yourself, family. Prepare yourself for what is inevitable. Start getting your house in order. Start preparing, getting food. I keep telling people, Guyana got the rice. Now, I ain't really want to the business idea out there, but right now, it ain't about no business and making no money, man. Guyana got the rice. If you get a link to Guyana to get rice, get the link for rice in Guyana. Bring in the rice at an affordable cost and allow the people. All that fancy stuff, let that go. You know what I'm saying? Who got peas, start planting your peas. Start planting peas. Start planting plenty peas. Peas is protein. Because you may not be able to afford the meat. Y'all listen to the Rasta man. Y'all really talking idle foolishness. All right, man. Keep thinking and playing. Everybody putting on camouflage now, right? I see the GG going. Well, sorry, the president wearing the camouflage on the coat on him on the. Actually, it wasn't camouflage. Well, technically, by definition, but that was the maritime colors, the water, the camouflage of the Coast Guard. That's maritime. But I keep telling you all this is maritime law. Anyhow, she's a government. She was the governor general. The governor general, the term general was military. Somebody called me and told me that, she wearing it now, she going camouflage. This thing is military. It's been military. It ain't now military. It been military. Y'all keep listening, voice notes, keep y'all back in time. This thing moving fast, man. And now that I know indirect, that's a fact, though. Y'all should have been up on this knowledge, man. She's a governor general, the attorney general. Where do you see the word general? General ain't got no position in no politics. General is military. It's maritime. These cats is straight military. It's been military. The postmaster general. We've been misdirected. We're looking at the wrong people. We don't have a clue. The wrong people. The postmaster general got more clout than all them ministers put together. But y'all didn't hear that from me, right? Anyhow, I didn't come on tonight to do no classes like that. I didn't come to drop the knowledge. I come to bring you all an update of the Supreme Court, which is funny because the Supreme Court apparently doesn't have jurisdiction over the election. This is crazy, which means the Supreme Court isn't the. I don't want to even get into that. Family, we say family, they're not pushing common law, they are pushing slavery. Nah, Steve, they've been pushing slavery. This is slavery. They ain't got to push it. What they did was rebranded it. So we didn't call it slavery anymore. We call it society. We didn't see the switch. It's called society, not slavery. Look at the word society. The word society has its root word in what? Let me go into that, man. That's y'all homework. I'm tired of giving out homework. I'm not getting the feed for it. This class, I don't know, man. I gotta blame the teacher because I mean I gave it out, so I don't know why y'all should pass with flying colors. Socialism. Socialism. Go look that one up, man. They switched it. Call it society. You are now a citizen. You now got your ministers and you got your private sector. You got your master, your overseer, and the slaves. But we just gonna rebrand it. It's none of your business. You just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. I keep telling you, I had 3 types of individuals on the plantation. 3 types. The one where you ask a question about what do you think with this plantation and picking cotton, he would tell you what the plantation picking cotton, why I just here working. Ain't got a clue what's going on. You ask another fella, yo, what do you think with this plantation is working and picking cotton on me? Man, what you could do, nah? You can't, what you gonna do? You just gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe Jesus will come and save us. Then you had that third group. I ain't gonna tell you. But family, this is where we at tomorrow. Like I said, whatever you're gonna do, whether you're voting, not voting, stay home, whatever you decide to do. What's most important is what you do Thursday morning. Prepare yourself, whatever it is, because regardless of the outcome, there's going to be a change spiritually in this month of Janus, the 20th of Janus. You know what I'm saying? This is not January is not a new year. New year don't come till September. September the 11th to be exact. 9/11. Let me call it out, man. I'm tired, I was trying to spoon feed people, but right now, this in milk right now. You're gonna have some meat. Y'all gonna start chewing on this solid food, man. Y'all been babies too long. We've been on this much too long. We've been on it much too long. It's time we get this thing up and running on a different level, family. So things gotta happen for things to happen. God hard and Pharaoh's heart. That's why I ain't even vexed with Mia. I ain't even mad at Mia for real. Like I fully grab and grasp her role. No problem. So let me get into our role as well. Simple as that. Prepare to leave Egypt, family. Go get your money. Do what you got to do. Pack your bags. Make sure you pack light because it's going to be a traveling time. You're going to have to be traveling. Not necessarily physically, but consciously on the spiritual plane, in the spiritual realm. Get in tune, family. And on that note, man, my people, don't be afraid to put your foot down. Art, they ain't no choice now. They ain't no choice to put their foot down. They ain't got no choice. You ready gonna put your foot down and stand up? Or you gonna drop to your knees and bow? You see? But one thing is certain. Your soul cannot be connected to the earth if you bowing. Your soul no longer is connected to the earth if you're bowing. Here, in order to be connected to the earth, you gotta have to stand. And it's that power that resonates from mother to child that was given by the divine Father that completes that Trinity, that immaculate conception that resides in you and resurrect your spirit being to be who you were destined to be. So you bow, you don't get to do that. Whether you bow to bury your head to ignore it or you bow to submit to it, either way you're gonna have to be on your knees, man. And we not Negroes, man. See, we not Negroes. You grow as far as your knee and you bow. Nah. Be upright, man. Be up, right? Be up, right? Isis, are you on a roll, man? Give thanks to Isis, man, for dropping the jewels all the time in spirit and in flesh, man. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything and everything. But family, that's what went down tonight. Phil, I don't know if he's still in the Marcy. We sure he was going to check in. Let me just check my WhatsApp to see if he came through. Do this real different. I'm ready. Oh yeah. Phil, I didn't even realize. Okay, look, perfect timing. Well, that is crazy. Well, not really crazy. Yo, Phil, if you plugged in, Phil, the link online. The link is online, Phil. If you plugged in. Matter of fact, let me send it to you. Let me just send it to you. Let me just send it to you direct. StreamYard, copy and paste. That's what's up. The brother right here wanted to drop a jewelry. I ain't even seen it. Mr. Best, where you at? Send Mr. Best a link to see if he gonna come on. Choice is his, man. We on. Yeah, probably do another 10, 15 minutes. I'm out of here, man. No, Richard, we don't need a leader like Thomas. Thomas already come and set the example. We have the examples to follow. It's us now who got to pick up Thomas' torch and carry it, my brother. We got to carry it. We can't go back and bring back that spirit. That spirit was for that time, and here we are now with that energy. So we now you got to, Richard, step up to that level. Real thing. Real thing is you gotta step up now. We come on here, we drop our comments and posts, we speak to our people in our community, in the buses, wherever we go, wherever you go, brother, carry your torch, man. Become that. Become Sankara. You see, Sankara is deep because San was the car and the Ra. The car and the Ra. You see, the spirit of God is what that means. So let me get into it, man. Let me get into it. If you ain't carrying that spirit of God, you can't do this work. That's why they could do what they do and do what they do, because the people on their knees, man, keep them on their knees and they head down. Don't let them look up to the sun and see the light and receive the glory. But I sent Phil the link and I ain't see him coming yet. But I definitely ain't sticking up, man. I definitely ain't sticking up. Let them do their magic. Whoever I used to see will see, or who have ears to hear will hear. Simple as that. Yeah, but family, it was an interesting day to say the least, though. I mean, shout out to Lamamba and Bonga Lights, man. And all people up there in St. John. Let me see if I can find this thing real quick. I'm just looking for it. Must let me see. Got it. So I trust that everybody had a real upful and joyful day too, I mean, considering all the car and the bar, don't even go down that road. Who wrote that? Let me see who wrote that. The car and the bar. It's that time, family. It's that time. Get in tune with your craft. Get in tune, whatever that be. Whether you Christian, Jew, Muslim, whatever you is, man. Whatever. Get in tune with your craft, man, and practice it. Because it's that time, you know what I'm saying? Witchcraft. It's witchcraft time, family. It's witchcraft time. That's what it is, man. Study Haiti. The only successful. Okay, so the people decide to put sanctions and whatnot afterwards. That was probably some miss. But actually, the mistake was when what's the name went to England, thinking that they was going to honor him, our prime servant, like that kind of stuff. They told him that you won the war and everything. Come to England and we're gonna honor you. He going up there. They kidnapped him and I ain't gonna tell you, Haiti was in the same sense. Nevertheless, though, family, we learn from the elders in the past. Witchcraft we dealing with right now is the question here. Not this, not the noun, the question. Whatever you be, but be it to the best of your ability. Scripture must be fulfilled, for what it written must come to pass. God, none lie. Sis, I salute you on that. See what I'm saying? That's the reality. That's why I resigned myself to be where I am because I'm at peace with it. I didn't see it from afar. So we know, we know. Let them, that's why, somebody had to get their heart hard. And if it was her, so be it. But we definitely leave in Egypt come the 20th. You can guarantee that. One way or another, we, the people of the Mosai, the children of Ra, Stafari, leave in Egypt. Who wants to stay can stay. That ain't no issue. It's like that, like for real. I wish you well. The same way I'm supposed to be happy that you stay, be happy that we leaving. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Simple as that. Spiritual warrior time. Definitely. Shout out to Brother Scanterbury, by the way. Yeah, this is that time there, Marissa. It's that time. Yeah, yeah, she's still coming on. She had well, yeah, I can't say much on that. No, that might disclose her identity. And I definitely don't want to do that. But she's coming on for sure. Just had to deal with something and some just leave it at that. But she definitely is still coming on. But the personal matter, and I won't speak on it because that, like I said, might divulge too much in terms of who she is. So we don't want to do that. Put any people on alert. You know how the place is, right? But oh, I like it, man. Marissa on the roll. Marissa. This is what we're talking about right here. You got to sharpen that sword. Sharpen the sword. Put on the whole army of Christ. The whole army, not the one that comfortable to you, or the one that match your pocketbook, hymnal and hat, matching shoes, or the suit with the tie. Nah, the whole armor is that kind of time. Somebody dropping the science in between the lines, man. I mean, for real, for real, for real, for real. Shout out to the family though, man. I mean, I give thanks for everybody. Everybody, Facebook, YouTube, who watching now, who watching later. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And I ain't see Phil yet, but 9:30 on my clock here, man. I going in charge, man. I have to. It's a must. So y'all could fully understand that. I need to meditate on this. He said I'm having trouble with minds here. Okay, that's all right. If you watching Phil, yeah, Phil, if you listening, man, I overs, man. I feel the energy, man. Like I already see it, man. It's all good. It's all good. We gonna be on here tomorrow, man. Don't worry about it. We gonna link and we gonna reason. You have a great night, all right? Peace and love, brother. Shalom. Yeah, you see, you having a problem with this computer. Come on, but that's all right, family. That's all right. I give thanks though. Like I said, man, this feels so good. Like outside watching the moon as well. Y'all saw that moon this morning. Well, last night, the whole of last night, especially this morning though, as it was, you know, oh man, we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. As above, so below, we give thanks. Keep your heart light as a feather. You know what I mean? Light as a feather, family. Get your house in order. Get your house in order. On the day of Pentecost, they say they put the blood over the doorpost so when the angel passed through, he would know who's who, right? Well, get your house in order, family. Real thing. Yes, the principalities and powers in high and low places, but greater are those with us than are with them. And both of them is the same. So don't get tired with it. Actually, all three. And I leave it at that. Correct. We have to do some introspection. Nah, this isn't about nobody else but you. This is not about anybody else but you. This is not about looking at nobody. That's why I ain't got no issue with me. None of them. I fully overstand them. I fully overs them. I mean, fully overs. Clear. Check yourself, family. It's that time. Check yourself. Check your loved ones. Check your elders. Your neighbors. You know, even the ones that you don't really, you can still deal with them from a distance because reality is, they're still around you. You don't know who's who. Get yourself in tune with realities. Prophecy is that families going to be divided, brothers against brothers, sisters against sisters. We already see that happening. I mean, for real. Husbands against wives, parents against children. I mean, young against the elders, religious folks against religion. This is unfolding on every single level. Man lovers of themselves, both in a conscious, but that lovers of themselves don't mean homosexual. Let me just touch this briefly before I jump out this. It don't mean homosexuality when men become lovers of themselves. You know what I mean? That man start loving man, because that ain't even nothing new. That been going on from time Leviticus. You know what I mean? So I ain't even got to touch on that. But lovers of themselves, think about it, man. You got like, I mean, and I ain't knocking it. You got a lot of, especially black folks. I gotta say it this way, man. I don't mean to be disrespectful if it come out that way. And that way, that's not my intention. You see this TikTok thing, and we doing different things with TikTok. Just put out a post recently about the people who get paid the most on it. The people who make the most money on TikTok for these different videos and stuff. And although there's content and there's people who got millions of viewers and millions of views and millions of subscribers, whatever it is, nobody black was on that list. Nobody. None. And millions of dollars. I mean, my thing is though, these racist platforms, we know they are. We use it for our own purpose. But you see, family, you see, we got to recognize how this game being played, man. You know, if, even little children right now want to be on TikTok, they want to be on the tablet all day long. Not, I mean, into that whole, you know, idea of seeing myself in a million pictures, gazillion pictures, just to choose one because I ain't like the others because they look too this, that, turn the fourth, and you know, the filters, my skin too dark, so you gotta lighten it with the filter. I wanna, I don't know. My point is these things is how they slowly pull you off of connecting with yourself and knowing yourself, and you start to live in an illusion, an imaginary world that. So when they offer you the metaverse, all the other stuff, we run right in because after all, we got so conditioned to it. Be mindful of the conditionings are really traps, like leading you astray. You know what I'm saying? Leading our children astray. And just be mindful, man. Just get in the tune of the house. Tell the child, put the tablet down, let me go outside and walk the dog. Just walk the dog up and down the road. We're on the block, come back. You know what I mean? We'll kick a little football in between. We'll climb a tree. The average child right now don't even know how to climb a tree, like for real. And you can see it in them. Like this dude, he fall up there. I'll put it up there. But again, family, let me get back in tune with self. Get in tune with self. You see what I'm saying? Get in tune with self. That's the key. Get in tune with self. You see? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all these other things we added. Where is the kingdom? The kingdom of God is within you. And anybody who finds the kingdom finds himself. Let that be the next challenge, family. Who can find self? Yeah, let that be the next challenge, family. Who can find self? On that note, family, as always, man, we give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. Barbados is where they experiment and test everything. We at ground zero. This is ground zero, in case you didn't know. There's no other place on earth like this. All that has happened in the last 2 years would not have happened nowhere else. It would have been all kind of stuff going on. Big up to respect to 7-Eleven, 789, and all the events that took place after that. Even the sisters, the nurses walking. Imagine nurses still walking. Family, like I said, man, what matters is the 20th of Janus. And I'm saying that word on purpose. So you go look up, well, who is Janus? Who is the god Janus? What does Janus represent? And why we find ourselves at this point right now? We got decisions to make. Look in both directions to decide where we're going, where our fate going to be. Talk to your family, have a family plan, so that everybody knows what their role is supposed to be in the event of. Start, catching your rainwater, even boiling and drinking that more than the pipe water. Start to, do little things like that. Catch rainwater and use that for a little bit. You don't want to use it direct, that cool, boil it, and use that instead. See, we don't make a difference. We don't feel different. Like if you was being sedated all along with pipe water, calcium build up or whatever else inside there. I don't know. But anyhow, family, on that note, we out, man. We out. I give thanks, man. I just lost the first Empress was in and family. One perfect balance, family. This is time to get your house in order. Self, arm, leg, arm, head. Here. Arm, leg, arm, head. Know yourself, family. Know your status. Know your sovereign right that was given to you by the divine creator. And that's not something that's outside in the cloud and floating around. That's inside of you. Just breathe. Just breathe and connect. Love y'all, man. Love and light.